us not forget everything that happens. It's by the will of Allah. Holy will. It's time to unite and stand, and we will be the best amongst men. It's not time to be extreme or a duty unthinkable, but to stand together as one. Tune into Sunnah followers, stream it every day, various platforms. Trust me, you'll find a way. Sunnah followers. Living in this dunya to the believer is a prison. Living in this dunya to the believer is a prison. Living in this dunya to the believer is a prison. Only way we'll make it is Quran. Living in this dunya to the believer is a prison. Living in this dunya to the believer is a prison. Living in this dunya to the believer is a prison. Only way we'll make it is Quran. Living in this begins. Assalamu alaikum. Sunnah Followers, in association with Aris Institute, presents to you an intensive foundation in Islamic studies. We welcome Dr. Ibrahim Jamali, who will be teaching the Aqidah and the Seerah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, streaming right here on Sunnah Followers. Assalamu alaikum. I'm excited. Once again, Ustada Lailanasheeba is presenting to you a new class called Keys to Living Islam. Examples from the life of the Prophet and his struggles are used to give the fasting Muslim hope and insight as to how to handle the different trials of life and come out winners. Class will be held every Saturday and Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern and streaming on all social media platforms. Put us on the big screen, parents, for the kids. Channel Sunnahfollowers. Assalamu alaikum. Please mark your calendars. Starting this Friday, March 1st, we will be replacing the 6 p.m. Eastern Aqidah class, Al-Wala Wal-Bara class, with a special program for the month of Ramadan. Please join Ustada Lailanasheeba for the first 7 days of Ramadan with a preparation course. Allow her to walk you every day after that with the fiqh of fasting. Don't forget, mark your calendars, and we're streaming it right here on Sunnah Followers.
Oh, sorry, hold on to my camera. Oops. Ina alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam Allah, wa rasulullah. Welcome everybody to the 13th day of Ramadan 2024. And by the way, Ramadan is almost over. Yeah, we're halfway there. So everyone should feel proud of themselves because mashallah, we don't have much longer to go. In fact, next weekend, we all live to see next weekend, we'll be doing the last 10 days of Ramadan. You will hear me speaking about the virtues, and that's to answer the question that one of the new shahadas asked me. We'll speak about the virtues of the last 10 days of Ramadan. We're going to speak about the night of Qadr, the night of decree, and all of that, inshallah, next weekend. So I want to, first of all, congratulate all the children because they made it halfway there. We're almost done. Yeah, it goes pretty fast. One of the kids here is typing. Says, Layla, I can't believe it. Yeah. Let me find. Don't make fun of my camera, kids. Y'all know lailanasheeba. She got it. Layla's got issues. Always got issues. Can't keep her hijab fixed right. Camera moving all crazy. I just woke up. Fell asleep in the chair. Yeah. That's what happens when you ain't getting that sleep at night, man. All this streaming, But alhamdulillah, I'm so proud of all the children because we're almost home free. You've done a good job with your fasting the whole day. You're making the Taraweeh prayer. I've heard how the parents are taking the young boys to the mosque they're going to the mosque with their fathers to pray the Taraweeh. I am so proud of you, young brothers, for going to pray the Taraweeh prayer every night with your father. And for the girls, mashallah, some of the parents have told me how you girls have been helping around the house. You've been helping your mom keep the environment Islamic by keeping it clean, burning incense. Yes, and let me talk about that for a minute because this question keeps coming up. As a daya, I've never had this question. Oh, look what happened. I'm sorry, kids. Wait a minute. Hold on. Y'all see her? I sunk. I'm sorry. This is what happens when you get old and fall asleep in a chair. But anyway, this question's been coming up this year a lot. And I've never, as a daya, had this question about incense. I mean, incense breaking the fast. Subhanallah. Like I said, smells do not break the fast. The only thing that's going to break your fast is if you put something in your mouth and chew it up, eat it, swallow it. That's it. But yes, one of the parents here was telling me that her daughter has been helping her clean the house and keeps beautiful incense burning because she says, Mom, I want to do like Aisha radiallahu anha said that the wives of the prophet did. I want to keep our house, fragrant with perfume during this month. And mashallah, I'm so proud of you because that just shows me how the kids really are listening to my lectures. I love that the young girls are benefiting from the stories that are of the heroines of Islam, the whole series. Yes, because, when you learn about the companions of the prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's when a lot of these myths are put to rest. The myths about women. And when I say myths, I'm speaking about the misconceptions that people have about women in Islam. You put that to rest when you learn about those female companions. And also you learn about marriage, that from them too. And that question about incense. Just because something smells good, does that break my fast? No. If something stink or smell good, it ain't got nothing to do with your fast. Because just because I can smell it don't mean I'm eating it. I'm not eating it. You walk out the door, your neighbor's cooking a barbecue. Your neighbor's having an outdoor barbecue and the food smells so good. You think your fast is broken? No. And the prophet always kept the mosque smelling good for Ramadan, and also like the young girl said, the prophet's wives, Aisha said all the wives kept their houses smelling good with incense during the month of Ramadan. So I don't know where this misconception stuff come from, but that's life. We're living in the days of fitan. We're living in the days where Islam is distorted. We're living in the days of fatwa and over hadith. By the way, for everyone listening to me, you guys remember when that man joined my stream the other day, calling himself an imam? He's an imam of some mosque. That hood brother, he's a hood imam. And I was teaching you guys, and I'd ask you guys to make a donation. And he tried to ridicule me about the way I speak, number one. and then ridicule me and say that I'm teaching y'all wrong, I'm leading y'all to hell, that fi sabilillah is not for an Islamic learning. Well, did y'all see, since these brothers do not, and he's an example. I don't know what mosque he's the imam of in Texas, but y'all better steer clear of him. You know that, because y'all see he's slandering me all on the internet. You know, what imam behaves that way? I mean, is that the behavior of an imam? You know, that you're going to slander a virtuous Muslim woman all over the internet and try to ridicule her because you disagreed with what she said. Yeah, he slandered me. It's all over Facebook. His Facebook page is disgusting. Okay. So what I did was, since people don't accept the hadiths, I went and got the fatwa. Y'all know I don't deal with fatwa. I got the fatwa from the Islamic World Fiqh Council, and I posted it up on Facebook. Y'all can see it, where all the scholars, Sheikh Ibn Jabreen, and all the scholars of the World Fiqh Council, they said that fi sabilillah also includes, especially here for places in the West, like my website, you know, Islamic universities that have no funds, but we're trying to teach Islam. So I put that fatwa up, and then I brought it even home to him. I gave him also posted also the fatwa from AMJA. That's the American Muslim Jurists Association. That's the fatwa. That's the committee that Dr. Dramali serves on, that Sheikh Saud serves on, and Sheikh Morsi is a part of that too, and Sheikh Hatem Haj. So I put their fatwa, which was written by Dr. Main. Hello, y'all remember Dr. Main? He teaches here, and it's the same thing. They put the same thing. Fi sabilillah does include Islamic schools and blah, blah, blah. But I had to do that. And I don't deal with fatwa. But this is what these brothers, they only accept fatwa, not hadiths. So I put that up so you guys can see, because I don't want any of my new shahadas to think that lailanasheeba is teaching you wrong. That's the only reason why I did that, because this is the month of Ramadan. This is the month of dawah for people like me, students. I don't want them to listen to this imam of a mosque from some hood in Texas who's slandering me all over Facebook. You know, I don't want them to believe that lailanasheeba is teaching people wrong when I'm not. Okay, so that's the only reason why I did that, you know. But, you know, check those two fatwas out. And I hate fatwas. Check those fatwas out. They're on the Facebook group page. They're also on my profile, and put them in like that. But that's what you got to do when you're dealing with shaitans like that. And this is what we've been speaking about. This is the second week of Ramadan. I told you guys, the second week gets rough. This is when you get to see who the shayateen are. What does that mean? You get to see who the devils are, the devils amongst mankind. Just like that brother, whoever he is, he's imam of some mosque in Texas, some hood. He's a hood brother, probably a scrub, I don't know. But just like he manifested what he is, and I hope his community, I feel sorry for them. Who does that? What imam does that? It's just sad. But anyway, you get to see who the devils are. Because like I told you guys, Shaitan, and I want the children to listen to this. Shaitan, he has allies from amongst the jinn, and he has allies amongst mankind. Just because people are Muslim don't mean that they're all good. There's bad Muslims And there's good Muslims, and you children have to be aware of that too. Don't be fooled by the way people dress and by their titles, because I tell you that I'm a person of knowledge. That doesn't mean that I'm a person that can't do evil things. Just because someone is an imam of a mosque in the hood doesn't mean that he can't do hood things. Okay? So don't be duped by that. And your eyes are awakened right now. So you get to see and recognize the people around you, who's good and who isn't, who I need to surround myself with and who I don't. This is what Dr. Ali was speaking about in his class today for the new Muslims. We have to check our environment, check the people that we're surrounded with, who we hang out with. Are these good Muslims? Do I need to hang out with her if she's smoking cigarettes, she's cursing, she got a boyfriend? Do I need to hang out with him when he goes around slandering Muslim women who are older than him and who are women of the dawah? That's a serious thing. Is this a person that I want to look up to? Is this a person I want to associate with? Is this a person I need to even be affiliated with? So the second week of Ramadan is where the work comes in. And then when you do the work of changing the condition of yourself and your environment and your friends, like I said, next week, you're going to see the rewards start coming in. So today, what I want to do is continue speaking about some of the traps of Shaitan that we need to be aware of. There's many traps that the allies of Shaitan lay for you. And you all of us, including myself, we need to be made aware of them. So let me put the PowerPoint up on the screen. I want the kids to continue to watch me on the big screen TV. Wait a minute, hold on. And the adults, stay on your cell phone so you can screenshot for the kids. And okay, let me put this. You guys look at the moon. Yeah, it's almost there. We're almost there at the new moon. We're almost there, guys. We're just a couple of weeks away. Hold on. Okay, this is Zoom. Let me share you guys to my PowerPoint here. And everyone here. And you guys have to excuse me. I haven't had any sleep. Literally no sleep. I don't even know how I'm running. Okay, here we go. Inshallah, everybody can see my screen. So what is all this beeping on my phone? Okay. Okay, this is the 13th day of Ramadan. And what I'm going to do today is speak about another trap that Shaitan and his awliya lay for us. Well, this one is more personal. Shaitan will give you false promises and give you false hope. It seems like we've been speaking about hope a lot today. Dr. Ali was speaking about hope too, how we should never lose hope. And this is so true as Muslims. Never lose hope of Allah's mercy. But when it comes to being hopeful about worldly things, don't allow yourself to fall into the trap of false hope in regards to worldly things. Let's take a look at this. Let's first talk about false promises. One of the things that your personal jinn, she's assigned to your heart. She's angry. Remember, we talked about this yesterday. You're in the second week of Ramadan. You've been fasting. Your fitra is burning bright within your heart. You feel close to Allah. You making your prayers. You're wearing your hijab. You helping your mom around the house. You're checking on your neighbors. You're doing good deeds. So your personal jinn, she's angry. She's hoovering around in your heart, very angry. So what she's going to do is start making false promises to you. Okay? She'll even cause you to have sweet dreams to mislead you. And Allah warns us of this. Listen to what Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning. And by the way, here's more blessings you guys are getting for the Quran, because this is a verse of the Quran that I'm getting ready to read to you and break down the meaning, so all of us are getting the reward of the Quran. Allah says, Shaitan, he promises them and stirs up desires in them. And Shaitan promises them only to fool them. And that's what your personal jinn is doing right now. She's trying to stir up desires in you. She's trying to make you have false promises. So in their battle against the believers, the jinn, our personal jinn, will promise us to help us, to give us victory in things, and all of that. But our personal jinn will let us down. And this is the same thing that happened in the time of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Iblis himself, he took on the appearance of a human being at the Battle of Badr. And he came to the Quraysh and offered them, that told them that he was going to help them. They was going to win the battle and all of that. And then when the Battle of Badr began and Iblis saw the angel Jibril's and all the other angels coming at him on the battlefield, he ran away and left them by themselves. That's how our personal jinn does. She'll put desires in our heart. She'll give us false promises and then leave us to ourselves. When you get caught in your sin, where is she now? You got caught smoking marijuana. You got caught, doing what you shouldn't have been doing. Where's your jinn now? She done left you to yourself. Listen to what Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning. And when Shaitan made their deeds look pleasing to them, he said, no one of mankind can defeat you this day, because I am your protector. But when the army came in sight of one another, he took flight and ran away, saying, I am free of you. The same way Iblis left those Quraysh people on the battlefield alone. That's how our personal jinn will do us. You get caught, she gonna leave you to yourself to suffer the consequences on your own. So we don't want to fall victim to the false promises that Shaitan, our personal jinn, will make. She'll also promise money to you. She'll make promises saying, oh, I'll make you richer than even the non-Muslims. How many of you young girls have had the thoughts of doing haram things? Oh, I'm going to take off my hijab and I'm going to go get me a job as a model. Oh, yeah. How many of you have had that thought? I'm going to take off my hijab. I can be a model. I'm pretty. I can make money. I can make money and take care of my family. So you stop dressing and you go to be a model and you find out it doesn't pay off. It doesn't work out. Your personal jinn left you to yourself. For these adult sisters, your personal jinn will cause you to apply for jobs that you know you shouldn't have, working with interest. What's that? Crypto. A lot of young kids, fast money, crypto. That crypto is haram. Okay? I'm going to make you rich. And then they leave you by yourself when you get caught up in the punishment of Allah, because Allah will punish us for that interest, that quick money. that quick interest. He'll punish us for that. And then you left there by yourself without your jinn and left you to yourself. Well, this is what Shaitan does. This is one of the traps he lays. Listen to this. How many of you have known Muslims who commit sins, and when you go to them and tell them what they're doing is wrong, you're going to pay for that on the day of judgment, and they say, oh, that ain't going to come for a long time? Well, listen to what Allah says in the Quran about these people and the interpretation, the meaning. One of them said, I don't think that the last hour will ever come, and I don't believe that I will be brought back to my Lord. And if indeed I am brought back to my Lord, I surely will find better than this as a resort. You know, how many people have those thoughts? I don't believe it's going to happen. I don't believe I'm in the last hour coming. I don't believe I'm going to come back to my Lord. And if I do, it'll be better than this. This happened to one of the companions. Well, it wasn't a companion, but this happened to a man. He loved his garden. In fact, I gave y'all the story of this, the story of the man in the garden. He had a beautiful garden that Allah blessed him with. But instead of him thanking Allah for the beautiful garden that Allah had given him, he became arrogant. He became ungrateful. And he wouldn't share from the garden with others. And when the people tried to reprimand him, he said, I don't want to hear that crap. I don't believe in that crap. So what happened? Allah destroyed his garden. And then when Allah destroyed his garden, he realized that he had fallen victim to the traps of Shaitan. So you don't want to be like this man who Allah blessed with money, who Allah blessed with something good. But instead of the man becoming grateful for it, he became ungrateful, and Allah took it away, and his life was ruined. You don't want that to happen to you. So, false dreams, false promises, these are the traps of Shaitan. He'll give you false dreams that you're going to get rich quick. False promises that your life will be better if you disobey Allah. And you will become so occupied with these false dreams that you end up losing it all. So we have to be aware of that. And hold on for 1 second, guys. 1 second. Oh my God. Ooh. That's what happens when you don't get to sleep at night. God. Lord, have a mercy. Okay, another trap of Shaitan is laziness and procrastination. One of my new shahadas had messaged me yesterday, and she was saying that she noticed that her weakness is laziness. Welcome to the club. A lot of us suffer with this. And again, this is one of the traps that your personal jinn will lay for you. Listen to what the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said. He said, whenever we go to sleep, Shaitan, your personal jinn, ties 3 knots at the back of your neck. And as he ties the knots, he says, continue to sleep because the night is long. So that way you will oversleep and not make your prayers. And it doesn't have to be the night. It could be any time. Like for me, during the day, you got time. Keep sleeping. Keep sleeping. You ain't got to wake up and pray. You ain't got to do your class. But if you don't listen and you wake up and you say, Alhamdulillah, then one of the knots becomes untied. And when you make wudu, the second knot becomes untied. And when you pray, all the knots are untied. And you will feel energetic and you will feel happy. Otherwise, you'll wake up listless and grouchy. And you guys see this with me a lot. The hardest thing for me to do is to wake up and do my class, because I'm up all night and I sleep during the day, like just now. You guys will see me coming here looking all crazy. Subhanallah. You know, if I'm late for the class and I miss the class, I'm listless, I'm grouchy. But when I do fight my jinn off and get in here and do the class, you know, I'm energetic. You know, the sleep goes away and I'm energetic. So for the new sister, you know, who says she suffers with this, don't feel alone. A lot of us, all of us suffer with this laziness, especially when we sleep. You don't want to, your jinn tries to get you to not wake up so you can miss going to work, going to school, making prayer. It's not just the prayer. He'll stand in the way of anything, make you oversleep and miss your job, be late to work, be late to school too. So we all have to, you know, contend with our personal jinn laying the trap of laziness for us and procrastination for us. That's why the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whenever you wake up from sleep, make wudu. You don't have to, but it's a voluntary thing to do. He said, when you wake up, make wudu, because when you make wudu, you rinse your nose 3 times, because whenever we go to sleep, your personal jinn moves from your heart to your nose. And when you're making wudu, you are blowing him out through that nose. You're pushing him back out through down to your heart where he's supposed to be. Okay, so that's why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged us that when we wake up, you know, to make wudu. You don't have to, but it's a good thing to do, because that'll push that jinn back down to your heart where he should have been. And then you'll be energetic and you can get to work, get to school, or do whatever you have to do. And also, a person asked the Prophet, what about a person that oversleeps and misses the prayer? That's a person that your personal jinn urinated into your ears. And that can also be said not just for the prayer, but for other things too. Like, for example, if I go to sleep and I miss my class, oh, wow, she missed her class. Yeah, I let that jinn get me. Jenny got me. She urinated in my ears. So I didn't wake up. I missed my class. You late to work. Astaghfirullah, the jinn and urinated in your ears. You done missed you late to work now. You know, you late to school now. So whenever we oversleep like that, that's because that jinn is urinating in your ears. Because they know, you know, the seriousness of you being late and procrastinating. You can't be successful in life, not at your job, not as a teacher, a student, or anything else, if you're late. Also, another thing that your personal jinn will do is try to get you to postpone doing things, to procrastinate. Oh my God, I can't stand a procrastinator. Let's talk to you brothers for a minute. There's a sister at the mosque that you wanted to marry. Her family agreed. Okay, everything was done right. So now y'all ready to get married. Her father asked you, well, when are you going to marry my daughter? Okay, first let me and her graduate from school first. Okay. So you graduate from school. The father say, okay, you ready to marry my daughter? Oh, wait a minute. Let me go and get a job first. Okay, I understand that. Get a job. You ready to marry my daughter? Oh, wait a minute. Let me build a house for her first. So you build a house. Okay, the house is built. Oh, you ready, Mary? Oh, wait a minute. I want to pay off a couple of credit cards. This is a procrastinator. So then you come back again and you say, I'm ready now. The father say, brother, I'm breaking this marriage off. I don't think you good enough for my daughter because you're a procrastinator. So I'm breaking this contract off. You know, a lot of brothers end up like that. You end up losing a good woman because you're a procrastinator. You know, what are you waiting on? Just do it. Shaitan wants us to put off doing good deeds so we can lose them. We can lose the prize. He'll cause you to think about how long a period of time you have when life ain't guaranteed to nobody. Listen to what one of the early scholars wrote about this. He said, how many of the Jews or Christians have considered in their hearts love for Islam, but Iblis keeps them from it? He says to them, don't rush, take your time, look further, investigate further into the matter. And they end up postponing their conversion, and they end up dying a kafir, going to hell forever. A lot of us do that. We put off doing good deeds. We procrastinate. We listen to that jinn. And in the same way, you got other people who disobey Allah. And instead of repenting, like we were talking about with Dr. Asim, Ramadan, this to put off doing good deeds. And that's why one of the early scholars said, beware of procrastination, because this is the greatest soldier of Shaitan. The serious non-procrastinating person and the one who rests on his hopes and puts off doing good are like two who are passing through a city. In other words, they're total opposites. You want to do good deeds now because tomorrow ain't guaranteed. You don't want to make false promises to yourself and have false hopes to do things that, are really ludicrous. You don't want to be that second type of person. You want to be alert. You want to be aware. You want to do like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the companions, live each day on this earth as if it were your last. If you live to see the night, don't expect to live to see the morning. And if you live to see the morning, don't expect to live to see the night. Because if we viewed each day as our last day on earth, we would do all the things that are pleasing to Allah, and we would not put off doing anything, and we'd repent, and we do nothing but good. We need to take the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's advice in that and don't procrastinate. And I'm telling you guys, me, lailanasheeba, I am not a procrastinator. But I can tell you one thing, I can't stand people who are procrastinators. We got to work on that as a nation. We got to stop putting off doing good deeds, people. We got to stop giving ourselves false promises, false hopes. I want you children to know that we should always aim high, but don't aim too high. We are people who are moderate in our aims, and never get the ultimate goal is paradise, not this world, not the life of this world. This world is just a testing ground for us. All right, I'm going to stop right here. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Are there any questions or comments? Was this, did everybody understand this? The new shahadas too. And by the way, How did you guys like Dr. Ali's lecture? Dr. Ali texted me wanting to know feedback. I know the people on my Zoom loved it. For those of you, did you guys see the lecture that Dr. Ali did on for the new Shahadas on Get to Know Your Lord? Did y'all like that? What do you guys think? Yes. Yes, it was. Wasn't it great? Yeah, Dr. Ali's thing. I'm going to put that video out. Yes, I'll make some shorts of it too, inshallah. Yeah, Brother Ahmad, who helps me here with the site, he's sick with the flu or COVID. I think it's the flu because the COVID would have eased up on him by now. But he's sick with the flu, so he'll be back in here, and inshallah, we'll get these shorts out. We haven't had any shorts out the past couple of days, and we'll get some shorts out, inshallah. And did you guys like the Q&A yesterday too about scrubs? Did y'all like the Islam Q&A? The topic focused on scrubs. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, and I like the question that the brother on Twitch asked Dr. Ali earlier, because so many of my new shahadas are become overwhelmed. And this is why I tell you guys, be careful reading those hadiths, because you're not going to understand the meaning of them. Ask the people in knowledge, because you can read that hadith like the one he asked about and think that means that the prophet was repentant. You know, he's better than me. What chance I have? No, it wasn't like that. That's why I tell y'all, you have to know the story behind the hadiths. The hadiths are the history of Islam. Something happened. What happened to make the prophet say that? What happened to make the prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam do that? There's a story behind it, because otherwise you'll take those hadiths out of context, like they take the hadith about marriage being 50% of your deen out of context. You have to be careful. That's why the Prophet Muhammad said, always ask the people of knowledge. Every Muslim should have a teacher. Every Muslim should have his own personal teacher that can help explain things to you. You know, you can't teach yourself this religion, and you don't want to walk around with the wrong understanding, and then you end up apostating because you think that there's no hope. There's always hope. As long as your heart is pumping, there's always hope. And Allah is more forgiving than anything else. Forgiveness supersedes his punishment. You just have to believe that. Okay. All right. I want to remind everybody, don't forget at 11 p.m. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my new class on keys to living Islam. That'll be tonight at 11. And I'm going to talk about the hope, because it seems like hope is the issue today with the new shahadas. And so I'm going to speak about how the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions balanced out that fear and hope. So make sure you guys are back here at 11 p.m. for that class. All right. Any questions before I close out?
I have a quick question about the Dr. Ali's class. Was that a one-off? Like it's not a series. It's just that one class that he did.
He did the 11 o'clock one too. Every Saturday from 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is his fiqh. That's his science of Quran and Hadith. But today he had a special lecture for the new shahadas. This was a special lecture. Yeah, but every Saturday at 11 a.m. is his class. But he'll be doing more like this too.
Inshallah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's just that during Ramadan, his schedule is, he's a doctor too. He's a real physician. But after Ramadan, he will be, inshallah, I'm going to stream all his lectures here. He does other lectures too on other days of the week. I'll be streaming them, inshallah, after Ramadan. But he hasn't started them back up yet. He's going to start them up after Ramadan. Sister Janelle, no, all banks have interest. What you should do is get a no interest checking account. That's all. Just tell your bank you want a no interest checking account like I have. All banks have a no interest. What does that mean? It means that you're not going to accumulate any interest. So just go to whatever bank that you belong to and tell them you want a no interest checking account. That's all. And they'll switch it over with no problem. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. All right, guys. Well, inshallah, I'm going to log out. I'll be back at 11 p.m. for my next class. And I'm going to go in here and cook. I have to break my fast and cook. All right. So, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka